Well, today is August the 29th, and we just wanted to take a few minutes to recap what we've been doing over the last couple of weeks. We made a quick trip to our farm in Illinois, wanted to check stands, put some cameras out, check our crops, and sure enough, the deer's hitting the corn pretty hard, and hopefully we'll be getting some of our hit list bucks put together here shortly there. But today our focus has been on this new piece of property here in Mississippi that we just purchased. It's a 170 acre block that already joins some land that we've had for the last 10 years or so. And anyway, make a long story short, that's going to kind of be our main focus this year. We're going to try to get some food plots put in and some redneck blinds put up, and try to get a couple good hunts here before season goes out. We've got some time. Normally we don't plant here to the first week of October, and our rut, here in this particular area of Mississippi is usually after Christmas. So we've got plenty of time to do some work and get some things done. And so over the next couple of weeks, our time and energy is definitely going to be spent here. We still have the other project farm over in Alabama that was deeded to the kids last year from my father-in-law. So you'll see some, we'll be able to share with you guys some footage from there on during in the late season, probably into January, early part of February. But until then, like I said, we're going to focus here on this new piece, and we'll be heading out here in a couple weeks to do the youth hunt in Illinois on our farm there. So hopefully Kaysen will be able to put a tag on an early season buck. But until then, we'll continue to keep you guys updated. And again, we appreciate you guys tuning in to Midwest Whitetail. We look forward to seeing you right back here next week on the next episode of the Southeast Show.
Hey guys, welcome to this week's show. It is officially 2020, and this is the beginning of our season here in the Southeast. And today I'm just out checking some feeders and putting a few mineral blocks out for the deer. Just kind of keeping things going. The deer have been really hitting it hard all summer long. I've got a lot of nice bucks hitting my feeders, and I want to share a few of those today, kind of give you my top 3 hit list bucks that I'm going to be targeting. But there's several other bucks on the property that if they happen to step out, they're going to quickly make the hit list too. But got some great bucks, and hopefully I can catch up with deer that I'm calling number 7. He's a great big 7-pointer. He's been coming to this feeder, and he's been hitting this food plot hard all summer long, and hopefully I'm going to be able to get an arrow run into him come opening weekend. But we got some other deer on the property, and I'm going to head over to some of these other feeders and show you where these deer have been living all summer, and share some of the trail cam footage with you. Stay tuned. All right, so I'm at another location. I've been feeding these deer protein all summer long, and this one just happens to be right in my camp. I mean, my camp literally is right behind the camera, 75, 80 yards up the hill right here. Lo and behold, some of the biggest bucks I've got on the property have been right here. And one of the biggest antlered bucks on the property, he's been living here, and I think I'm just gonna call him Chief. He's the biggest antlered buck on the property right now. And he's a big 10-point frame. He's got kickers off both G2s and one off his G3. So he's a 13-pointer, but I've been finding some Indian arrowheads right through here, so I thought I might just call him Chief. Hopefully he's going to stay right here in this area. I'm not sure if I know him from last year. I had a really nice 10-pointer a little bit further south on the property last year, and I'm kind of thinking it might be that deer, and he's just that much bigger this year. But going to be looking forward to getting after Chief. So going to pack up and head to another location on the property, and I got one other buck that's been on my radar the last 3 years, and I'm going to show you him next. All right guys, this is another feeding station where we've been feeding protein all summer long, and I got a deer that's coming to this feeder, but it's a deer that I'm calling Gypsy. Now Gypsy I've got 3 years of history with. He's probably not the biggest antlered buck on the property, but I got 3 years of history with him, like I said. And if he was at least 2, he should be a 4-year-old this year. And he's grown substantially from what he's been the last couple of years, but he's a pretty nice 8-pointer. The reason I call him Gypsy, he's just all over the place. When I first started getting pictures of him 2 summers ago, it was on the extreme north end of my property. And I've just gotten pictures of him and seen him in different places all over the property. But it seems like now, at 4.5 years old, he's settling down back here on the south end of my property. Hopefully this is where he's gonna stay. Those are my 3 bucks that I'll be hunting this year. Number 7, Chief, and the deer that I call Gypsy. They're my top 3, but like I said at the beginning, I've got a whole bunch of bucks, and there's a lot of them, if they step out, they're gonna make the list real quick. So we're gonna get out of this rain and get back to camp, and we appreciate you watching this week, and tune in next Friday, and hopefully we'll have some more action for you here at Midwest Whitetail Southeast.
Hey everybody. Well, it's August the 14th. I'm out on a new piece of property that Cindy and I picked up this year, and actually looking at a food plot, standing in a food plot that we just had cleared, finished clearing it late in June, and I think I planted it the last day of June. So it's been about 6 weeks since I planted it, but luckily and very rare for us, we've actually had some rain pretty much every week since then. The plot has done much better than I ever expected. I did a mix of sorghum, buckwheat, sun hemp, Alice clover, and asanominy, and the deer are in it heavy. So I'm excited about sitting on this plot this year. The reason I'm over here today is I'm actually going to put out some more cameras around the property. I really don't have any cameras anywhere other than right here. And I'm going to pour some corn out, put some cameras on them, and see what kind of bucks may be around. I'm hoping with all this food here, we'll start drawing some bucks and holding more bucks on this piece. It didn't have much food on it. Other than putting out cameras today, I've also got a bag of Big and Beastie today that I want to overseed into this plot. So it's hot. I'm going to get busy. I think I'm going to spread this seed first, and then maybe go around 5 or 6 different places and put some cuttybacks out and pour some corn out and see what other bucks maybe we can get pictures of in the next couple of weeks.
Welcome to Midwest Whitetail. It's the afternoon of August 29th, and it's the second day of our early season velvet hunt here in southern Tennessee. Over the past 3 years, I have not had any mature bucks at all on this farm. So I'd pretty much written this farm off for this year as well. And I've been focusing most of my attention on my other 2 farms. But last week I decided to just come out here and make sure I wasn't overlooking anything. And when I got here, I noticed that we actually had beans planted here this year. So I actually ended up coming back on an afternoon and just sit in one of our shooting houses just to watch this bean field, just to see what happened. And we actually had a nice group of bucks that came out from a bedding area just to my west. And they're for sure some of the most mature bucks that I've had on this farm. I don't have any history with these bucks, so I don't really know anything about them other than just the footage I got of them. It looked at least like 1 or 2 deer in that group was a mature deer. So what I done this afternoon is I came in and I'm actually hunting off the ground. I watched and marked a tree where they went in the woods at that afternoon. And I made a move, and I just made a big loop around this bean field. I've got the wind in my face. It should be a perfect setup. If they do what they did Tuesday afternoon, I'm going to have a really good chance of getting a shot at one of these deer. That's what I'm hoping for. It's super hot. It's about 95 degrees. So just hopefully they'll get up on their feet. If they do, I expect it to be right before dark. let you see what happened there. Two things went wrong right there. Two very important things. One is the deer did not come from where I was expecting them to come from. They actually caught me off guard, but the wind is doing something really weird, and they pretty much had me busted from the time they come out. I knew coming in here it was gonna, one or two things happen. I was either gonna spook them or kill them. And I guess this afternoon I didn't kill them, so I'm gonna hang out here. I guess they could potentially come back. I highly doubt it. Needless to say, I'm just excited I got to see him. The deer, he's a good deer. I'm gonna hang out here and see what happens.
Welcome to Midwest Whitetail Southeast. It's the evening of August the 29th, and it's day 2 of the velvet season in Tennessee. Yesterday was pretty uneventful. We ended up seeing a couple of bucks and I think 3 does and 2 fawns. That was the tally for the day. But tonight, we've got totally different conditions. We've swapped farms, and I'm a lot more confident in our odds tonight, at least of seeing some bucks. We're set up on a fence line that separates a cotton field from a soybean field. And I've had a camera running on this gap right in front of me for a few weeks. And I've got a nice bachelor group of bucks that are using several trails to come from bed to feed. Just typical early season stuff. It's a cool spot. I expect to see a lot of deer. Pretty excited. Brand new farm. Brand new hunting season. Second time in the stand for 2020. And I can see a long way. So maybe we'll get lucky. Maybe I chose the right stand, and we'll get to sling an arrow tonight. There's the bucks right there. They're out in the beans. Well, I'm down to about 15 minutes of legal shooting light, and it's been a real eventful evening, and it's really painted a pretty clear picture of what's going on. At least 3 of the bucks that's in that bachelor group stood up out there in the beans, and they made their way from west to east into that back corner, and I'm not surprised at all by that, but just got to come up with a plan for tomorrow. Eventful day. Got to see some bucks, some big bucks in velvet. Maybe tomorrow I'll bring better luck and better action. Thanks for watching Midwest Whitetail.